The San Antonio Spurs are in the Hoosier State to face the reigning Eastern Conference champs. Indiana Pacers sport the worst record in the NBA this season, though. Just 6 wins on a year, 10 consecutive losses. Welcome in the Cambridge Fieldhouse. Chris Miles, the other guy, here with the champ, Sean Elliott. And kudos to Spurs head coach Mitch Johnson, earning Western Conference Coach of the Month. First time a Spurs head coach has won that honor in 9 years.
How about that? Well-deserved. Mitch doing a fantastic job. Lots of times without a lot of his stars out there on the floor. Did a great job keeping the morale up, keeping his guys on the same page, getting them to work well together.
Yeah, 11 wins in the month of December. Just outstanding. But Victor Wembanyama, the star of the show, didn't make the trip here to Indiana, out with a hyperextended knee. But look, 31 points in 24 minutes against the New York Knicks is dominant Wembanyama. Before that hyperextension, it seems like he was just getting back to being himself.
Yeah, he really was. We were extending his minutes. He was out there on the floor. Looked like he had his legs underneath him. He was absolutely cooking out there before the injury occurred. You can only imagine what kind of game he would have had he continued to play. But, this goes all the way back, Chris, to his rookie season when he was first drafted. You see Victor doing a lot of stretches, working on his mobility. He had that game in Houston. I know that Spurs fans can remember where he twisted his ankle, looked really nasty, where a lot of guys would be out 3 to 4 weeks. He was back shortly after that because he does a great job, not just working on his strength, but his flexibility, his mobility, and it paid off the other night.
And we should also note the X-rays negative in its day-to-day status. We'll find out what's happening with Victor Wembanyama. But the rest of the team, you talk about another comeback, down 17 against the Knicks, down 10 in the fourth quarter. And you see Victor didn't play those last 10 minutes and 32 seconds. Strong finish, still plus 11 in that fourth quarter.
Well, our guys did it on the defensive end of the floor. I know the Knicks end up with 132, but they really got after the Knicks on the defensive end of the floor. Julian Champagnie got on a heater. Our guys continue to ride that wave. But you had other guys make plays. De'Aaron Fox, Steph Castle, Luke Cornett had a big rebound put back late in the game. So everybody got involved. And I like what Julian said. You're going to see it in his interview where he kind of mucked the game up. That's exactly what our guys did.
Well, that's one way to put it, but he also shot the lights out. How about popping Champagnie on New Year's Eve? 11 threes, a new Spurs franchise record. But as Jacob Toby pointed out earlier today, made 11 of the Spurs' 14 threes.
Well, you got a lot of wide open looks. That one was courtesy of Victor Wembanyama. And then you see Jalen Brunson that time goes underneath the screen and allows Julian a wide open look. I don't think the Knicks were expecting that. Obviously weren't, because they gave him some good looks early on. Later on, when he got on a heater, now they started to really dedicate a defender to him and not allow him to even catch the ball or get a good look at it. But by then it was too late.
Oh, it was too little, too late for the Knicks defenders. Julian Champagnie did not take a 2-point shot, 11 for 19 from long range. Unreal. Let's hear from Julian Champagnie and head coach Mitch Johnson.
But we want to protect the home court, and that's always our goal. And I just feel like tonight, obviously, Vic goes down. He's having a hell of a game. And for us, it's just, bring energy now. Let's see if we could muck the game up with, rebounds, playing hard, physicality. Obviously, the rest were letting us play a little bit. So whenever they're doing that, it kind of works in our favor because now we could just, dig at your guys and get into them. So that was kind of the whole mindset behind it, was just play hard, play harder.
And I was just extremely proud of guys that stepped up tonight, and especially that group in the fourth quarter, that we need people to have days, and that not every day is everyone's day. And when it's your day, you need to step up and pick your teammate up. And when it's not your day, you got to still figure out how can you participate in pushing in the right direction with everybody else to participate in the group goal and execute what we're trying to get done.
It's really interesting to hear head coach Mitch Johnson, again, Western Conference Coach of the Month, Mitch Johnson, explain, it's not everybody's day. There's so many guys that can contribute, but just being ready to have the kind of game that Julian Champagnie had, or even Keldon Johnson, 19-8 off the bench.
Well, that's the beauty of this team, and I've said it over and over again. This is the deepest team I've seen here in a long, long time, going back to probably 2014 or so. So you have a lot of guys that can contribute, and on any given night, it can be your night. It happened to be Julian, could be Devin Vassell in Denver, could be Keldon Johnson. Pretty much every single night he's been terrific. Keldon Johnson, I just can't say enough about how he's accepted his role and really flourished coming off the bench. You see the numbers there, but that doesn't tell the real story because he brings the energy, he brings the toughness, the firepower. He continues to wear down defenders in the paint as well. Listen, when you have to battle with Keldon Johnson for 25 to 30 minutes a game, you're going to be worn out. At the end of the game, you're not going to have your legs. Your jumper's going to fall a little bit short. He just continues to impose his will. He gets to the free throw line. He beats the other team up. It's more than just the numbers you saw on that graphic.
Well, speaking of those numbers, can we bang the Keldon Johnson drum a little bit? I know they like to bang the drum after the wins in San Antonio, but sixth man of the year, we're at the time of year where you got to start thinking like he should be a lead candidate when that comes up.
Yeah, I saw something the other day that he wasn't in the top 2 or 3, and that to me is like I think it's absurd because we have the second best record in the Western Conference and a loaded Western Conference, and Keldon's been a big part of that. Like I've said numerous times throughout the year, I can't remember him having a bad performance off the bench. If his shot isn't falling, which hasn't happened very often, he's doing other things. He's banging, he's getting offensive rebounds, he's giving us second and third opportunities. So in my book, he's got to be one of the top 2 candidates.
All right, we started this broadcast by telling you the Indiana Pacers went to the NBA Finals, made it to the Game 7. Let's take a look back at how they got where they are now. First Finals appearance since 2000. You see Tyrese Halliburton all smiles, and then it was this moment in Game 7. He goes down, tears his Achilles, and really the franchise trying to recover from that. Miles Turner signs with the Milwaukee Bucks in the offseason. Obi Toppin out early in the season with a foot injury. And then there's this 6-28, worst record in the NBA, least amount of wins. But This is a team that 6 months ago needed one more win to be crowned champions, and here they are.
Yeah, and if Tyrese Halliburton doesn't go down, maybe they are the champions because he was cooking to start off that ball game. Could be an entirely different championship team. And then you have Miles Turner goes to Milwaukee, and he got his bag, but you have to think right now, is he regretting that move? Because Milwaukee, they're on the verge of blowing it up and sitting Giannis somewhere. So that situation hasn't worked out. But when you look at this Pacers ball club, they still play hard. They don't play like a 6-28 team. They don't look like a 6-28 team. And so you can't sit across in our locker room and look down at the scouting report and look at the game notes and say, 6-28, it's going to be an easy one. This is not that team. They come out, they play hard, they play together every single night. Right now, they just don't have enough bodies, enough talent.
Is Tyrese Halliburton that important and that good?
He is. He's a glue to their team. There's no question about it. Now, they have a lot of good players, but he's the guy who distributes the basketball. He's a great floor general. He's a great leader out there, great morale booster. Obviously, Pascal Siakam has done a terrific job throughout his career, won a championship in Toronto, and could have won again a championship here last season. So he's going to play well. He's going to play hard. He's going to bring the defense. And then you worry about guys like T.J. McConnell, Benedict Mathurin, because they're Arizona Wildcats. They can single-handedly win games on you.
Yeah, a ton of talent still on this Pacers team. Like I said, 10 consecutive losses, but like you were saying, don't be fooled by the record. This is a team that has a lot of players that know how to win.
Oh, I don't think there's any question about it. We saw them in the preseason. They came after us. They played hard. They played well. They played together. That's Rick Carlisle. He's not going to allow his guys to take nights off.
All right, we're just getting started on Spurs Live. We told you earlier about popping champagne on New Year's Eve. Up next, we'll hear from the guy who is now in the Spurs record books.